So progression for our isometric hold for our hip flexors. So again, I'm going to begin with my left knee into my left hand. These two limbs are creating an energy pressing into each other. It's helping me to find my neutral across my pelvis. I'm going to inhale here, exhale to bring the other leg up. And now I'm going to prepare to reach that right leg long. So as I exhale and send that leg long, I want to make sure that I don't lose my neutral connection here. If you feel like your back starts to arch and you're not able to reach that leg fully out without losing neutral, then I want you just to extend that leg as far as you can to maintain neutral. And as you get stronger, you can reach that leg out further. Another modification is to reach the leg up higher towards the ceiling. That's going to help you be able to create a little bit more support here. As you get stronger, that leg can lower further down to the floor for an additional challenge. So again, we keep this connection here of our hand and our knee into each other the whole time. As we exhale, reach that moving leg away, and then inhale to bring it back in with control. Abdominal march with a resistance band. You're going to begin with a resistance band around your legs. Start with your feet together. Again, checking in with your pelvis that we're in that neutral position. So taking that triangle with our hands, placing it right over, making sure that we're not tucked under with our pelvis and making sure that we're not rocked and arched through the low back. Come to where we have a natural curve in the low back, which means that our hands are parallel with the floor. You're going to maintain this neutral position as you inhale to prepare. Exhale to march one leg up into that 90-90 position. So 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knee. This resistance band here is activating my hip flexor on my right side, while my stationary leg provides an anchor. While I lift this leg up, we want to be thoughtful that we don't rock side to side or that we feel our pelvis tuck under or arch. We want it to maintain that neutral position throughout. We're going to inhale at the top, exhale to connect our abdominals and our hip flexor to slowly control that foot back down to the mat. So again, you're going to inhale to prepare, exhale to connect, maintain that neutral spine as you flex that foot up, feeling that work happening right here in your hip crease. Inhale at the top, exhale to slowly lower back down with control, keeping the rest of your body silent throughout. This next exercise, I'm going to be on my hands and knees, but I wanted to show you the setup first with my resistance band and how I anchor it around my foot so that it doesn't wiggle while you're doing this exercise. I'm using a kettlebell here as my anchor. This can be a weight that you have at home, a piece of furniture that's secure, or even a workout partner that could step their foot inside and you could wrap the band around their leg. So feel free to get creative with how you anchor your band. Just make sure that it's somewhere safe that won't squirt away on you. So I'm taking my loop and I'm placing my foot inside, and then I'm crisscrossing the band around so you can see that it crisscrosses here kind of at my ankle. That's going to keep that band secure so that it doesn't slip and slide around my foot while I do the movement. I'm now going to come onto hands and knees. And from here, we're going to start with that banded leg long. So I want you to have, that resistance band so it's taut, so there's no slack in the system when you start. You're going to anchor your hands so that they're shoulder distance apart. You're going to make sure that your head isn't dropping down, that it's up and in line with your spine, and that you're creating a nice table with your 3 points of contact into the ground. You're going to inhale here, connecting your core. Exhale, you're going to pull that resistance band knee in just as far as you can, not to round your spine, but to keep that neutral position. So a nice long line from head to tail, holding there for a few seconds, and then slowly resist that leg all the way back out to where you started. So again, inhaling here, exhale. As you pull in, making sure that we're not shifting side to side as that leg draws in towards your chest. You're pressing up through all 3 points of contact while you drive that moving knee into your chest to work that hip flexor, and then slowly resist that leg all the way back out with control. This next hip flexor progression is going to be in standing, but I want to show you how I'm anchoring the band so that that is secure while you're performing the movement. I'm using a kettlebell here as my anchor, but feel free to use any strong piece of furniture or anything that won't move that you can anchor your band around for safety while you perform this movement. So I stepped into my loop here, and then I want you to pull it forward, crisscross it and then slip that over your arch so it creates this X right in front of your ankle. That'll create a resistance band that's secure, that won't wiggle around while you do your movement. I'm gonna come up to standing from here, and I'm gonna create kind of a little bit of a lunge position. I'm going to sink into my front leg here, drive through that front heel, and I'm gonna create a little bit of a lean forward as if I were in a running stride. From here, with that slight angle forward, you're gonna feel both your right hip flexor, which is my leg that's anchored, as well as my stationary left leg glute. So that is the combination that is going to create a neutral pelvis here, so I'm not gonna be twisting or rotating while I do this movement. And you'll notice how much core and hip flexor and glute activation is necessary to perform this, which is necessary when we run. So we're gonna inhale here to begin. We're gonna exhale. I pull that foot to tap and meet my stationary leg, noticing that my angle of my torso has not changed, also that I'm not getting pulled towards the band and rotating this way. That's a common compensatory pattern, so be thoughtful that that hip flexor is activating and that glute is activating the opposite direction to keep you in neutral. You're gonna inhale here, exhale to slowly step that foot all the way back to your start position. So again, we inhale here, exhale to pull, holding there for a moment, noticing the activation here and our core and our glute, and then slowly release it all the way back with control. If this is a little too challenging for your balance in the beginning, feel free to place a piece of furniture, whether a chair or a countertop, or even using a tall foam roller for support. And you can use that to help you organize your upper body over your lower body. And as that becomes easier, then you can start to take away some of that additional support here in order to do it freestanding.